Hey guys, welcome back to the Bookshelf Conversations by Homebooker for episode 2. I really hope you had a chance to catch episode 1 with Nina Kanakovsky. I have had such incredible feedback from the community about the conversation I had with Nina. She was beautiful, and I think that shone through, and the community has embraced this so far. One of the nicest comments that I've been receiving is that this series is very soothing, and I just think that's lovely. If I can be a little soothing corner of the internet, then I think more's the better. And I'm so excited for episode 2 now, where I'm having a bookshelf conversation with Juliet Burnett. Now, Juliet is one of the most talented contemporary dancers within Australia. She has performed on many of the world's best stages, but now is based a little north from here in the Gold Coast. She came back to Australia during the pandemic times to be with family, and in our bookshelf conversations, I think it really comes across how important family is to Juliet, and particularly in the way she talks about the early days when her parents would inspire her to read. I think it speaks to the way that books and reading and sharing literature with each other can really nurture some of the deepest relationships that we have in our lives. Juliet is incredibly well read, and to be honest, that was quite intimidating for me. And it was one of those instances when I came away feeling quite overwhelmed with the amount of books that I haven't read, and guilty about all the books that I haven't read. But then I've realized, well, that's what this whole conversation series is about. It's about me learning about what are the titles that I can read, and what are some areas of literature that I can explore. So I had to kind of bite the bullet on that overwhelming experience, which I feel can be quite debilitating sometimes and can prevent us from even picking up any books. But it's just one of those things, I think, where you just have to start, really. Start with one book. So if there's one book that Juliet mentions today and you say to yourself, oh God, I haven't read that, and everyone else has read that, or it's such an important book and you kind of feel bad about yourself for not reading it, I just think you have to put all of that aside and just kind of start. And that is one of the lessons that I took from my conversation with Juliet. So even in the weeks since I had my conversation with I've been able to pick up a little bit of Rilke, and that was really inspiring. I've picked up some Pema Chodran. Again, all the praise that everybody levels on this book and on Pema is so deserved. And I've also halfway through Just Kids by Patti Smith. Also finding that an incredible story. So this is it. These have been books which have been in the ether and I haven't read, and I just kind of started. And now I've had 3 under my belt, and who knows, if I just keep going this way, I'll have read a whole lot more. And I don't expect to be as well read as Juliet, but look, it's also exciting that we're all different, and we all come to literature through different backgrounds, with different experiences, and that's just what makes up the world. So enjoy this conversation. I know I did, and I'm forever grateful to Juliet for welcoming me into her home and showing me her bookshelf. Juliet, thank you. Could you start off by introducing yourself?
My name is Juliet Widyasari Burnett. I'm a dancer and choreographer based on Kombumerri country, and I am half Javanese, half Australian. So a lot of my practice exists between Indonesia and Australia.
What are you reading at the moment?
At the moment, particularly, I've been working really hard on translating from Indonesian this text called Suwung,
Wow.
which is basically looking at a very esoteric, I guess, science of truth about our place in the universe, but also what the substances in our bodies and their connection to cosmologies and philosophies, and it's extremely profound. It's connected to particularly to Javanese, I guess, life mandates as well. And yeah, so I'm researching it particularly because it talks a lot about the way the body behaves in congruence, I guess, with, or confluence even, with the universe.
Yeah, right.
So that's been my big task, because
Incredible. So
it's
it's
a really
written in Indonesian?
it's written in Indonesian.
She's a
Yeah.
scientist, philosopher?
Yeah. So the author is, does it say here? I believe, yeah, they're basically a philosopher, I would say. Yeah. But really enlightening. A friend of mine, Abdi Karya, who's an amazing Makassar artist, he gave me that after he came to one of my development showings in Yogyakarta, and he said to me, Juliet, I think you need to read this book, because I think it'll open up a lot of doors, and it has been heavily
Incredible.
enlightening. Yeah. So that's what I'm reading at the moment. All of this pile basically is part of my current research.
That goes to my next question. Do you read more than one book at a time?
Yes.
Always?
Pretty much. It's very rare for me to only be reading one book.
Yeah.
I can't even think of it. Like at the moment, I've got those ones all like that I'm picking at. I've got 3 on my bedside that I'm going at, including the Miranda July book of last year that everyone is reading. I've read one chapter and I've just decided to put it away because I feel like it warrants a little bit more of a investment. I'm reading a Rachel Cusk book, Outline, on my bedside. I'm listening to an audiobook at the moment by a life coach called Gillian Turecki.
So
you have lots.
Different books feeding into different needs at the moment?
Pretty much, yeah. There's like the work mode books that also feed into life.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, downtime books, which are more novels, poetry.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
What's on the to be read lists?
Oh, yeah, there's a few.
Other than Ulysses?
Well, a dear friend bought me this one, Atlas of the Heart, which I'd love to read because I've heard really great things about Brene Brown. I'm still working my way through this one, which is part of my list at the moment, which is actually a series of interviews with Melati Suryodarmo, who is a very prolific Indonesian performance artist. And it's got her autograph as well. She's become really a friend and a mentor of mine now. So it's really great to have a book version and, you know, to admire the pictures of her works that I have never seen before. And it's in Indonesian and in English as well. So
it's like a stunning publication. The cover is fantastic.
It's a really nice cover. I love it. Yeah, so I bought that in Jakarta last year when I was there working. So that's being worked through at the moment. What haven't I read here? There are novels that I haven't read yet. I haven't read this one yet. The Kae Tempest. Because she's now known as Kae Tempest. She's non-binary poet. I'll have to check that whether she's non-binary or trans.
Okay.
Might have to re-record this moment.
Sure.
But yeah, this was when she was Kae Tempest, and I haven't actually read it, and there's no actual reason for that apart from I just haven't gotten around to it. But I saw her I think it was Q&A, like 10 years ago or something, and she did this she was just an incredible guest, had some incredible things that she was saying, and then she did an excerpt of one of her poets. She performs them so beautifully and so powerfully, and and this was her novel that she had just brought out at the time, Sunday Times bestseller.
Right.
Haven't read it yet,
Cool.
but her book, Let Them Eat Chaos, I've read that quite a few times. It's a poetry book, very dystopian as well, but very angry, rightfully so. Yeah.
Do you have a favourite bookshop in the world?
I always used to love going after school to Kinokuniya in Sydney, because
Yeah,
it was
cool.
like on my
Yeah.
way through. And I still go there out of nostalgic intentions. I really love that. And I always really love revisiting Glee books, because that's also a place I used to go to a lot. And
Glee.
that's in Glebe, yeah.
Oh, Glebe,
yeah. And I still buy, most of my books I buy online from them, along with Metropolis in Melbourne,
Yeah.
which I also, every time I'm in Melbourne, I have to go and visit Metropolis, yeah.
Fantastic. What book have you most reread throughout your life?
That would be very easy, and I have 2 copies of it for the key night. But E. Cummings collected poems, selected poems rather. Dad used to read this to my sister and I as bedtime reading. He used to read us Shakespeare, this, and the Mahabharata.
Okay.
You know, like Gerard Manley Hopkins, Robert Burns, all the some of the great 20th century poets. This
What
even
age
has,
were you when you were absorbing this?
Well, he read it to us from when we were babies, like, because he was I think he was quite determined for us to appreciate the rhythm of it, and he read poetry a lot. It's probably early indoctrination, knowing Dad. I just noticed this has got a beautiful inscription from Mum and Dad. It says, "For darling Juliet, in memory of positive brainwashing." So he's owning up to the indoctrination. Love Mum and Dad. Year 2000, that was when I moved out of home to go live in Melbourne, to go to ballet school, to the Aussie Ballet School.
Beautiful.
So I had this with me, and I read it every night when I was feeling homesick. I can recite most of it, but I've pretty much, it's only in the last, actually since I moved here, that I haven't had this on my bedside table. It used to be that I had 1 copy on my bedside table and 1 copy in the library or study or whatever. But this is just, it's E. Cummings. The poetry is just so touching, but also hilarious, and the words are just they jump off the page and into the soul.
I have to admit, I've never read, so that must be.
Oh,
on
well,
my
you're
list.
welcome to borrow
Yeah.
a copy.
Oh my gosh.
I've got 2. Yeah, definitely. That would definitely be the most read for sure. Yeah, a friend gave me this last year. It's really cool. Have you heard of Stevie Smith?
No, but I know the poem.
Yeah. It's a really cool
We were taught this
edition.
in school.
Yeah, right. I think she's done the illustrations as well. There's a foreword from Nick Cave, so I have Sick Bag songs
fantastic.
somewhere in here as well. Yeah, Sick Bag song, it's such a classic
What's
too.
that?
Oh, Nick Cave just being amazing.
That's his own work, his
It's
poetry,
like-
or his music?
It's prose and poetry, and while he's on the road, basically.
Yeah, right.
I think it was all from when he's on tour in Canada or in America, actually, come to think of it. But Nick Cave, I'm such a diehard Nick Cave fan. And the friend who gave me the Stevie Smith is also a diehard Nick Cave fan, and said you'll love Stevie Smith as well. So that's why they're together on the shelf,
I love that.
smooching, thematically smooching across time and space.
I love that.
And I have to say also, like Samuel Beckett, every time I've seen one of his plays, I've just been like, I would love to have the script of that, to be able to, there's so much quotability in Samuel Beckett. He's such an angry old bastard, rightfully so. And I saw a production of, oh my God, I'm going to get really annoyed that I can't remember it. But I saw a production of Samuel Beckett's play with Hugo Weaving in the main role, and basically Hugo Weaving doesn't leave a chair in the centre of the stage for the entire play.
Yeah.
And yet I was sitting, the only ticket I could afford was right at the back of the gods in the balcony, and he just held my attention for the whole time, with the beauty of these words, and like the anger is like seeping into the auditorium. It's insane. This is, Salome is such a brilliant play of Oscar Wilde, and I'm such an Oscar Wilde fan as well. But I love Aubrey Beardsley's illustrations. I used to have Aubrey Beardsley's artworks on my wall as a teenager. So this is just the illustrated script of Oscar Wilde's Salome.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They're incredible pictures. This is like probably my favourite book genre is when artists and authors collaborate. Yeah.
Is there a decapitated head everywhere?
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Opened that for a while, but I'll never throw this out. This is a precious one.
Beautiful.
It's just Aubrey Beardsley's illustrations.
When
I
was
believe Aubrey was also a queer artist. They might have been in a relationship, Aubrey Beardsley and Oscar Wilde, actually.
Oh, so they were contemporaneous.
They were buddies.
Yeah. One way or the other.
Yeah, quite possibly. But like, I feel like Aubrey Beardsley's work is so, there's something sinister and macabre about it that appealed to the teenage goth in me for sure. So yeah, it should be in the goth corner. It doesn't quite fit. If it was like nicely packaged, smaller, spined, it has to. It upsets me that I can't see the cover of it. But yeah.
Okay. So I think I might know the answer already. Do you know what started you into reading?
Yeah, definitely my parents. My mum was a thespian and dad was a book nerd. My sister is a great reader as well, and like I said, we read poetry from when we were young. And who gets read the Mahabharata like for bedtime reading? It's so weird.
Fantastic and crazy. I love it.
Like literally the most epic long form poem that exists, like it's pretty wild.
That's fantastic.
So
also I think it speaks to maybe your dad wanting you to go to sleep.
Big time. It's like, let's bore the shit out of the kids somehow. Indoctrination. But then I think also there's the selfish intention from him that I totally understand now reading to my niece, is that you want to read something you enjoy. Like when Lily brings me a book to read and I'm like, no, I'm not reading that. I don't like that book. She's like, no, I like it. I'm like, no, get me something else. You want to enjoy it as well. So that's probably the stem of that too.
So fair warning to Lily, I'm going to interview her in 20 years' time.
Exactly. Do it. She'll love that.
Do you ever abandon books?
Yes.
Easily?
Definitely, like Ulysses.
Right. How long does it take you before you make the call?
Oh, Ulysses is one of those books. I mean, James Joyce famously, it's like real head kind of reading. Incredibly beautiful, and I often find when I do return to James Joyce, I try and say it out loud, and it's just because the Irish accent somehow comes through, the essence of it really comes through in the sound. But that one, I've decided that's going to come when as I said to you before, I'm going to develop a taste for whiskey and cigars, and that will be in my dotage. It still sits on the shelf as an aspiration. Yeah, but it took me, I think it was 2 chapters before I gave up on that one. It's I'm not mature enough yet.
If the house was on fire, which book would you take? If you only could take one.
Well, this is kind of it's a difficult question because nowadays you can buy things a lot and get audiobooks of things, but I would have to say I'd have to save something that I was probably out of print or old. I would probably save some of my uncle's writings. So there's one here called Mempertimbangkan Tradisi, which means considering tradition. And that's really special to me because again, I had to work hard to translate this because my Indonesian when I stopped speaking it more fluently was that of like a 15-year-old's probably. So as an adult, to return to these texts is really good at expanding my vocabulary. But yeah, my uncle was so, it's impossible to overstate how influential he has been in my life and my art making.
Is he an author?
He was a poet.
Okay.
There's a couple
That's
of
him?
other books of him. Yep, that's him. There he is again.
Cool.
That's him a bit older. And there he is again. It's the younger one. I'd probably save these because
Yep.
I know I could probably get them from family and stuff, but I think there's just like there's something about the fact that now I own these books, like Mum's allowed me to appropriate them into my collection. There's something about that makes me feel like a custodian of history, and from the sentimental reason and feeling physically connected to my uncle, I'd probably save these. Yeah. Oh, and this, have you read like Water for Chocolate?
No.
And Arundhati Roy. These are probably two of my favourite novels of all time, which reveals the romantic in me, but also The God of Small Things is
that rings a strong bell.
one of my favourite books of all time.
Okay.
It is so beautiful. You're very welcome to borrow it.
Is she
Indian?
Right, yeah.
But she's a credible commentator on politics as well, and just like world happenings. She's really incredible. But this is probably one of my. I think that was the first novel I fell in love with as an adult.
Okay.
Like, I think that would have been, and this one is just, to me, it's the only instance for me personally where the book and the film meet each other.
Okay.
You watch the movie for the absolute evocation of the words, and vice versa. Like, you can smell everything in
This subheading, a novel in monthly installments with recipes, romances, and home remedies.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing to write, but basically that is what it is.
Yeah, right.
It's a novel, but it's like it is told through recipes, but it's incredibly romantic.
Like
and
a cookable recipe?
Yeah. So there's like the ingredients, but then it has that, but then it also goes into the story of the family. What's another incredible author? That purpley spine there, Cat's Eye. That's an old one of hers. I think it's from the 90s, and I studied it in school. But it's a incredible raw. Coming of age kind of tale, I guess. Yeah. Margaret Atwood's so famous.
This has been annotated.
Well, that's because it was for my year 12 English literature study.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have I hated it. I was like, I can't. Because I also loved this book so much, and I wrote lots of essays on it, and so I felt very connected to it. And I still that's another one that I probably don't need to own it, but sentimentality is I need to keep it.
Love those. Yeah. See, I'm a heavy underliner.
Yeah, are you?
Era.
Oh, really?
I draw the line. I don't write commentary.
Yeah.
In the borders.
Yeah, right.
But I know a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I hear.
How do you organise your bookshelf?
In categories. So there's there's the poetry and plays down here, classics here. There's sort of more I guess in the self-help realm. I hate using that genre, but just enlightening texts on being a human in the world. Let's call it that. Books about biographies, of different, particularly artists and activists. This is all music. And then down here is all of this shelf is ballet, dance and art. And then these are all the novels up here, and then dictionaries, Lonely Planet language guidebooks, and then some things about architecture and gardening up there. And then strewn around the rest of my study is stuff that I'm working on at the moment. These are current study texts for my current works. yeah, like there's a whole pile off camera of books about that are particularly pertaining to one of my works, Miasma, that are basically about the end of the world. Just the light topics.
Reading.
As I mentioned to you before, I'm studying a bit about the Tao Te Ching, so I've got an Ursula Le Guin, I guess, lens on it, and from the Lao Tzu through Ursula Le Guin, which is really amazing. And I just sort of touch on that when I'm sitting at my desk doing boring stuff, and I get bored and go into another sort of frame of mind. So it is categorized. I'm quite an organized person, so it has to be that way, or it becomes a reflection of chaos of my mind. If everything's messy, you know that I'm in a messy state of mind.
Okay.
Have you read this, Roald Dahl's short stories? Oh, it's great.
Yeah, right.
That's another one I go back to a lot because it's so... a lot of them have twists at the end. I mean, in fact, all of them do. They have twists at the end. There's short stories and...
Kind of dark.
They're quite dark. There's a bit, there's macabre twist. Yeah, it's very, very cool. I highly recommend.
Yeah.
So I love the artwork. It's so cool. And I like this when they do this kind of thing and the... I don't even know what you call it.
Next to it, Grigori, for the artistic matching.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God. And same with this Tim Burton book. It's so good.
Yeah. There's a gothic section.
There's a gothic section for sure. This is great as well. This, oh my God, I love this Tim Burton. Tim Burton does the illustrations as well. This is really a good one. I should read that to Lily, actually. And this is one of my favourite artists, Fafi. Not Fafi, sorry, Camille Rose Garcia. Did the illustrations for, just Alice in Wonderland. Like, if I'm going to own Alice in Wonderland, which is a great book, and I recommend reading it as an adult. I love when there's the confluence of like really great art or design with, this is such the perfect cover for Animal Farm.
Right.
That's it. And you see it in other editions and it needs to have that cover because it says everything, about how the fuckery of it,
Ken is something I haven't read. It's crazy.
Oh, you should definitely read Animal Farm. Yeah. Oh, it will trip you out because you're like, this is the world we live in. This is it.
Now.
Yeah.
I am super keen to read 1984 as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'd probably enjoy George Orwell's essays as well. He writes a lot of amazing, political essays usually, but he was way ahead of his time.
What do you use for bookmarks?
I use all sorts of things. I use my friend's fashion label in Antwerp, Jan van Esk. I use his labels, so that's sitting there from when I was reading Letters of a Young Poet. What have I got in here? Usually there's bookmarks that come from the different bookstores that I buy things from. I don't ever, people have bought me bookmarks, but usually I'll lose them. So I just, I hate dog earring, sorry. So I do that with old receipts and bits of scrap paper, which you can see.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I just put little scraps of paper where I want to read the page again. You can see that.
Right, so rather than dog earring, you have multiple scraps.
Yeah. Cool. I do scraps of paper and I
Okay.
tear them up and I just chuck them in on the pages that I need to go back to. So.
Okay, well that was my question number 7. Do you dog ear? But also, do you underline? Do you deface the book?
I have only done that once, and that was a book that changed my life, which I've loaned to somebody at the moment. I don't have here, but it's Pema Chodran's When Things Fall Apart. That book saved my life, and that was one I really wanted to underline because I really wanted to go back and reference it in other times when I might be struggling, that I can just go back and go, oh, this passage really connected with me, and so that's the one time I've done it. But
and did you underline extensively?
Not really. Yeah, just really just fragments.
How did you feel underlining?
It did feel like I was defacing it. Yeah. That's why I don't do it on even my research books. I'm such I have to keep the page very sacred.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't even bring myself to write my name in the front of the book. Yeah. I can't do it.
Fantastic. Which book have you most recommended to people?
definitely the book I've most recommended to people is the Pema Chodran book.
Yeah.
So she's a Buddhist monk. I've got another one of her books. Two others of her books, which are also magnificent. Particularly this one, actually. Excuse me. But When Things Fall Apart, like I said, changed my life, possibly saved my life. It just completely reframed so many things for me. And, I don't think there's such thing as someone who has it all figured out. It doesn't exist, but you can get as close to it as you can. And I'm not a Buddhist, but I do find Buddhism incredibly universally applicable. Very, particularly Pema Chodran, in the way she writes is very unintimidating writing,
right.
Very applicable to everyday life.
Yeah.
And I think that any of her writing is something that I'm always boring my friends and people that I meet with.
Love it.
And the other one would be probably Rainer Maria Rilke. Because I've got two of his books. For someone who was German dude from he's alive from 1875 to 1926, that it's incredibly evolved. His points of view about being in relationships, not just romantic relationships, but work and parents or whoever, just relationship with the world and with other people, and his views on like being a creative are incredibly evolved and very, very applicable to life today. So I'm always recommending him as well.
Oh, wow. If there was a book with your dream how-to, what would that title be?
My dream how-to? How to deal with seemingly endless disappointment. This can be taken on many levels.
There we go.
I'm a recovering perfectionist, so there's that. So as a perfectionist, you are basically setting yourself up for basically complete disappointment in pretty much everything, because nothing is perfect. But as an artist, particularly, not particularly, as an independent artist and as an artist having worked for big opera houses and institutions, it is such an endlessly inconsistent existence to be a performing artist, particularly because you have to be so present, but because of the high pressure environment, you're constantly projecting into the future, which ends up in disappointment after disappointment. You have to have hopes and dreams, you have to have ambitions, you have to have drive, you have to have all those things to get better and to keep the momentum and keep developing and all that kind of thing. But there's just so much disappointment because of the inconsistency, but also there's so much that's completely out of your power because of the subjectivity of it. So I've shot myself in the foot by choosing this art profession, but then I can't imagine my life without it. So I would love for someone to write a book to just really like address that specifically. This multi-layer of being a perfectionist in
within
this particular
yourself and dealing with
great question.
One of the processes that I'm going through in creating this series is being really upfront with and vulnerable about how little I have read and observed, and that's it, I'm learning through other people and being brave enough to admit that there's a vast amount that I haven't read of the classics, all of the must-reads. I
hear you.
And I think I always felt a little bit inadequate about what I have and haven't read and haven't had the time on. But I think it's just about being upfront and learning and being able to say
no, I've not read that.
I've not read that. I mean, there are these things which are in the ether, but I've just not read, and I need to. But they'll come or they won't come.
Yeah, I hear you so much on that.
If there was one book to give to your 20-year-old self, which would it be?
Yeah, what? I think because that was the beginning of my career, to sort of better appreciate movement and its connection to your emotions and feelings, something that you don't often, I guess, make an effort to interrogate at that age, because you're sort of just working on momentum and you've just gotten your new job, which I was employed by the Australian Ballet from when I was age 18, so and that's pretty normal. I don't know if it was written, but I would buy her this book, The Body Keeps the Score, by Bessel van der Kolk. This is a very famous book. I have to admit, I started reading it in print, but look how fucking small the writing is. I can't cope, so I ended up audiobooking it. But it's great because I could go in and reference some of the diagrams and pictures and things, and when I want to refer to it again. But it is a really genius book about how, it is looking through the lens of traumatic experiences and how they shape your body's response and how they sit inside the body for a long time, basically. But I think moreover, particularly for a dancer, it's a really fantastic tool to understand how to be honest and appreciative of your body.
Right.
I mean, it's a wonderful thing to understand that your body will never lie. This is something I say to when I'm teaching as well, teaching dance. Your body simply cannot lie. It's not possible. If you're feeling anxious, your chest will tighten up. If you're feeling scared, you'll tighten up everywhere. If you're feeling relaxed, you'll melt into the couch. The body can't lie. It will always tell the story that needs to be told, and you just have to learn to listen to it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's something that I wish I had that wisdom earlier in my career.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. There's a Picasso biography here. I'm a Picasso fan for sure.
Is he a bit... How do you manage Picasso? Because he's a bit problematic, yeah?
He's problematic for sure. I love his artwork.
Yeah.
I think from a political perspective, it's interesting. And I read that biography years ago, and I haven't reread it since I became aware of what an asshole he was. But I think I have the same
issue with so many architects who I've read and admired, and what do I do with this newer information about knowing them as a personal?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know, exactly. I dare say it'd be a pretty common thread with a lot of artists.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like with Picasso, my lens of appreciation is also through the Ballet Russes. Actually, that's another one I would save in a fire, is that Ballet Russes book. That big one with the gold writing. That one. Yeah, because that was given to me by my mentor and teacher, Valerine Tweedy, and that got me really obsessed with the context of the ballet. All of these, I think I was 10 years old when she gave it to me, and you appreciate the interior design, the fashion, the visual arts, the poetry that were all the confluence with dance through the Ballet Russes because of the impresario Diaghilev. So Picasso, Chanel, Matisse, Jean Cocteau, all these artists, and Stravinsky and all these composers, of course, had their big break with the Ballet Russes.
Okay, really?
And influenced interior design and
costumes.
Fashion. Yeah, that's right. I think that's Jean Cocteau there. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so this profound, and Marcel Proust as well, this profound impact on culture in the early 20th century in Europe.
Because of the head of the company?
Yeah, he was just this incredible visionary. And if I ever do run a dance company, I would be aiming high for that level of innovation. And then this one around the same time, this was given to me, which is a book about Pena Bausch's Tanzita Wuppertal. And as a young little Betty Bunhead ballerina, this just opened my eyes to this whole raw aspect of contemporary dance, this whole new means.
The photography is amazing.
The photography is amazing, and I obsessed over this book. This is Sankei-juku, I think, the Japanese Buto group, Baryshnikov. It's an incredible book, and for the first time I realised what dance could be, you know, and this really opened my eyes up. And I had the privilege...
How old were you when you...
I was about 12 when I received this book.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. And then I had the privilege, age 35, I think I was, at the time, to actually dance Pena Bausch's work. And they gave us as a good luck present and one of the accompanying books to that series, which felt like the kind of important bookend to my career in a way, which is a similar photography book. I was dancing in this work, actually. I was that character. And it was where's my character? She's not on that page. An immense privilege to actually dance the work that I was so inspired by seeing in these pages. This
full circle
moment through books.
It's incredible.
But yeah, they gave that to me as a good luck present on opening night, and I was stoked. Yeah.
Okay, last two questions. Is there anybody that you know who I should speak to in front of their bookshelf?
I would probably say Benjamin Law.
Okay.
He's a writer, and he's a prolific book recommender on his Instagram page. And he's a really fucking funny person who I've more recently become friends with as well. And he always has like a really, very, very similar to me actually. There's like the interest in the activism and everything, but beautiful stories and, you know, left of field stuff as well. I reckon he would have a fantastic collection of books. And
last of all, if there was anybody in the world whose bookshelf you could snoop around, whose would it be?
Oh, I know, sweetie, I know. Who? You know, I reckon John Cage and Merce Cunningham would have had an amazing bookshelf.
Yeah, cool.
I've got this amazing book, which is another one that I recommend to people all the time, which is Where the Heart Beats, which is a biography of John Cage, particularly through the lens of Zen Buddhism, and about the way that he and his relationship with Merce Cunningham had this amazing impact on the greater New York, American, but also worldwide art community, from, you know, Dada artists like Yoko Ono, for example, you know, not just them, but like also Zen Buddhism and the profound impact that had. And I can imagine that they would have had, they're like the ultimate power couple. Because, you know, John Cage is prolific composer, and then Merce Cunningham is prolific choreographer and dancer. So my two main passions coming together, they would have the most intense bookshelf that I'm sure I would have to pore through every last page.
Fantastic.
But also the fact that they were practicing Zen Buddhists, you know, and I think Buddhism is a really interesting thing to read about. You know, like I said, I'm not Buddhist, but I think it's a beautiful thing to read about, because there's such a universality in how to be a human in this world in a very harmonious and cool way that is really worth reading into. So probably them, but I'm just looking across at Patti Smith's epic Kids and thinking she would have a fucking amazing bookshelf. Like, that would be a dream. And also she's definitely in my 10 dinner party guests, along with those two guys. Basically, it will have to be in New York.
Oh my god.
If it's Patti Smith, John Cage, and Merce Cunningham. I'm sure she would have the most epic bookshelf, you know, full of poets and playwrights and musicians and artists and history as well. She's got really amazing knowledge of history. Yeah, I imagine that her bookshelf would be amazing.
Fantastic. She's added to my moonshot list.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Juliet.
My pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe. It really means a world to me, and it makes such a difference to me being able to bring these videos to you. I'll be dropping them every fortnight on Sundays, and I can't wait to bring you more and more.
High five. High five.
What a showman.